The Praxis reports actually said that 70 to 80% of the premium paid in policy is actually backed by agents. Agents are in fact getting richer while policyholders continue to suffer. Just one of the data points from the Praxis report was that 83% of consumers are frustrated with insurance buying and are tied to actually the agents. We have with us. We are actually joined by Mr. Vishal Bhave, practice leader, Insurance Praxis Global Alliance. Mr. Bhave, thank you very much for joining us on Republic TV. The first question that I want to ask you is, as we look forward to these particular reforms, the first question is that is the industry really relying too much on intermediaries? Are they really the backbone, or they are in a way, bleeding the industry and taking away much of the larger pie of the premiums?
Okay, thanks, Pranav. Thanks for having me. Good afternoon to your viewers as well. So as we covered in the Praxis report, basically the challenge is that the profitability of the general insurers is under strain currently, right? So to answer your question about intermediary, traditionally insurance has always been an intermediary-driven business globally as well. In India, about 80-85% of the business comes through intermediaries. So when you talk of intermediaries, about your agent, not only agents, so it's agents, brokers, the banks. And for motor, it is the car dealers who sell insurance when you go and to buy a particular vehicle, right? So the positive about having intermediary structure is that it has enabled reach, last mile access and servicing, especially in tier 2, 3, 4 towns. But the consequent challenges are also emerging, right? So one is very clearly the high distribution cost, which is causing a strain on the bottom line of insurers. Secondly, it also leads to customer ownership issues, because in our report also it very clearly shows that the intermediary is owning the customer more than what the insurer is supposed to do, which also then results in customer retention challenges. In general insurance, very clearly, if you look at the bottom line of insurers today, that out of every 100 rupees of premium which they collect, they are paying out more via claims paid, distributor costs and other operating expenses. So it's clearly not sustainable. Similarly, in life insurance, the persistency that is fairly a challenge right now. So out of 100 rupees of new premium which comes in year 1, half of it runs out by the end of year 5. So these are some of the challenges which are emerging out of this model. Our report also basically touches upon alternative models, especially in general insurance, where globally profitable insurers have pivoted to a D2C sort of a model, along to augment the current structure as well, right? And which has yielded them results in terms of better customer experience and profitability as well.
Mr. Bhave, in fact, we've been talking to intermediaries as well as, consumers who have been affected by insurance premiums especially. And one of the feelings that is emerging is that the consumers are, there is a sort of feeling, sort of robbery, so to say, that consumers are expressing, that the high cost of premiums, and the second part is the commissions, 50 to 60% of it, in fact, in motor insurance sector. I want to ask you, in a sector which is actually mandatory insurance, such as motor insurance, why do commissions really need to be given or paid to the intermediaries? Why are intermediaries really required in a sector where insurance is mandatory?
Okay, so it's a very broad question, because insurance is typically of life and general. Within that, there's health, retail lines, commercial, so very broad spectrum. But let's focus on the product line which you mentioned, which is motor insurance, right? Just to educate our viewers, so there are two components to motor insurance. One is the third-party insurance, damage happening to a third party, and the second one is own damage to your own vehicle, right? The third-party component is mandatory by law. So when you go and purchase a vehicle, for 3 years you have to take a third party, and for 2 wheelers is 5 years, whereas own damage you can change every year, and that's discretionary. So that's one important education which we need to create. Second thing is you have to understand that in motor, unlike life and health, where technically everyone can be insured, in motor, the car park is finite, right? There are only so many vehicles on the road. The denominator is fixed. So there's heavy competition to gain market share. Right. And so our survey also further shows that in motor has become, unfortunately, a very commoditized product, right? There's very low brand salience. 50% of the customers, in fact, don't even recall the name of the insurer. And 50%, half of them keep on churning or changing their insurer every year for own damage. So with this structure currently, the pricing becomes very important from a customer's perspective at the cost of value, right? And that's a very unfortunate part. while insurers are doing a lot of stuff, a lot of innovation, a lot of technology, a lot of product innovation, process simplification to change that, but the perceived value currently is the way it is, and that also creates incentive for the distributor to influence the customer in terms of the choice of insurer, and at the back end, the commissions to the intermediary also makes a difference, right? So overall, that's the challenge today. And what has also happened is in this competition to grab market share, IRD had come up with expense of management guidelines in 2023, which gave greater flexibility to insurers to make their own commission structures as long as the overall expenses are maintained. So that has led to a lot of commission pressure on the retail lines like motor.
Right. Mr. Bhave, thank you very much for joining us. We will continue to be connected with you as we follow this very, very important story. Republic Business has in fact been talking to stakeholders and individuals who've been affected. As the IRDA in fact says that your insurance is your right. If you have any queries or suggestions that are related to insurance premiums, there is a number that has been displayed on the screen. You can drop us messages and reach out to us, and we will be tracking the story and insurance reforms with you on Republic TV.